This video is to cover two movement techniques that have developed in the past couple years. If you're just now getting into Okami speedrunning, please go watch Oride's video covering how dash mechanics and dash storage work first, as these techniques are important to be comfortable with before learning these techniques. A link to that video will be at the top of the description. Now, let's just get into it. To understand slope hopping, we first just need to understand how slopes work. When Ami runs down a hill, she speeds up a bit, and when Ami runs up a hill, she slows down a little bit. This effect is amplified by how steep the hill is. Running up a steeper hill like this one slows Ami down even more, and running down a steeper hill like this speeds her up even more. To abuse this difference in speed, all we need to do is start jumping. Jumping freezes Ami's speed at whatever its current value is. It won't be updated again until she is running on the ground with the flower trail running behind her. So by continually jumping off the ground as soon as you land, you can keep this increased speed for as long as you want. We'll look at how to best use slope hopping in a moment, but let's first learn about how Fleetspeed works. BR, R2, or right trigger is the button mapped to the Fleetfoot action by default in Okami. Fleetfoot ability allows you to dodge in battle, or to gain green dash outside of battle. This ability is gotten from the dojo for 10,000 yens. The speedrunners do not normally get the Fleetfoot ability. Instead, this section isn't really about Fleetfoot, but a weird secondary effect attached to the Fleetfoot button. But to explain this effect properly, we'll want to better understand how Ami's speed works first. So for this section, I have in the bottom left Ami's speed as calculated by the game. So we can see here that when I just start dashing with green dash speed, she runs at just about 5.4, but when she gets up to gold dash, it goes up to just about 6.9 when running on flat ground. It's a little off due to floating point error, but that's about what you get. Now, when going up a hill, her speed goes down a little, and when going down the hill, her speed goes up a little, and by jumping at the bottom of the hill, we can keep that higher speed from the downhill as we jump around. So this verifies everything I was saying earlier about slope hopping, as well as how just slope speed in general works. Now let's look at what happens when we hold down the Fleetfoot button while running with Gold Dash. We can see that instead of my speed accelerating up to just under 6.9, my speed was frozen exactly at 6.9 this time. So to be clear, I don't have the Fleetfoot ability itself. I'm merely holding down the button that would use the Fleetfoot ability if I had bought it. So this freezing of the speed is definitely a bit weird, but it gets even weirder because when we run up a hill, our speed doesn't change. When we run down a hill, our speed doesn't change. As long as we're holding down Fleetfoot, our speed will be frozen at 6.9. So how do we want to use these techniques during a run? Well, the first thing that we always want to keep in mind is that these techniques aren't useful until we have Gold Dash. So you should always focus on building Gold Dash first and storing Gold Dash before you think about how to use Fleet Speed and slope hopping. So coming up right here, we're just going to jump into this cutscene. We don't have Gold Dash yet, and so until then, we're just going to keep running forward. Now, after this cutscene, however, we have Gold Dash, and that leads us to our first use, which is that whenever you restore your dash, you should always start by holding down Fleet Speed. Holding down Fleet Speed means that you'll get to full speed immediately, and you'll skip the acceleration time. So, as an example here, you just kind of zoom forward, right? You don't do the normal acceleration up to full speed like you normally would expect. The next use is that, like on this bridge up here, when you're going up a hill, you should also hold down Fleet Speed, because Fleet Speed is faster than going up a hill. However, when going down hills, you should not hold Fleet Speed. Fleet Speed is slower than downhill. And as well, when you go downhill, you should jump at the bottom and slope hop to keep the faster downhill speed. To review everything, we want to first build up Gold Dash, as Fleet Speed and slope hopping are just not useful until we have Gold Dash. When you get Gold Dash, or when you restore Gold Dash, you also want to hold down Fleet Speed to skip the acceleration. When going up hills, you want to hold down Fleet Speed to bypass the slowdown, and when going down hills, you should let go of Fleet Speed to get the speed boost. Then keep jumping to keep that increased downhill speed for longer. In order to show just how effective these techniques are for saving time in a speedrun, I decided to make a small comparison showing the Cave of Nangi area just from entering it to reaching the Power Slash statue. On the left we'll have Fleet Speed and slow popping utilized, while the right side is just what we used to do for this section. So let's take a look. So to start, both of them look exactly the same because these new techniques only matter once you get to Gold Dash. However, as soon as we get Gold Dash, we can see that on the left, the speed is consistently at 6.9, which is higher than on the right side. So we gain a small lead there. Now we run over to the bridge, where after going up the bridge, we let go of Fleetspeed to get that faster downhill speed, and now we jump to carry that speed all the way to the next cutscene. So while the right side is being slowed down by the hill, we're actually faster than the normal hill speed. Now, after this cutscene, we're also able to zoom a little bit farther forward immediately than we would have otherwise. So just in that like 40-second section or so, we actually see about 2 seconds of time save. So throughout a 2-hour run, I hope you can imagine just how much time save there is potentially there with these techniques. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments or in the Okami speedrunning Discord. And good luck speedrunning.